To draw attention to yourself on social media, you need photos or selfies of you in those perfect locations. Brighton is right up there for such posturing. Don't worry, I haven't lost the plot. This is another popular Instagrammable spot for look at me. Me isn't anything new. But the desperate scramble for attention achieved new lows with the birth of selfies and social media. Everyone could now become a mini celebrity. There might not have been much substance before, but superficial suddenly got even more meaningless. There was no need for brains, a particular skill, or to work hard for success. You just needed a phone with a camera, plus a big dollop of self-obsession. You can become an influencer if you're willing to play the game, helping to feed the masses what they want to hear, most of which is bullshit repeated over and over. If you can't manage the desired photogenic image for Instagram, you can always be a YouTuber by being nuttier than everyone else, or merely by gabbling on endlessly, pretending you know more than you do, picking the most popular topics for your waffling performances, such as how to make money from your channel to boost viewing figures. This look at me image is all about wanting to be liked, a desperate attempt to gain popularity, or at least some kind of social acceptance. But all you're doing is attracting attention from those who know even less than you. And the bottom line is you're trying to be someone that you're not. It's just a hollow facade with no worthwhile substance. Spending time and money on personal image has become popular, fueled by big business. Your insecurities are easily exploited, provided you can pay for this makeover or that cover-up. The physical changes are designed to substitute or compensate for what's missing inside. You're unlikely to find deep fulfillment because you become fixated on the superficial. You buy into the hype, spending money to look the part. The bright lights and glitter dazzle, distracting you from any deeper inner dreams. The advertising industry tells you what you should be wanting, selling this and that. It's a constant bombardment, so you can easily get sucked in. In the absence of deeper meaning and purpose, cherished values, and a vision of how to achieve your goals, etc., an emptiness cries out to be filled. Distraction as a technique of avoidance provides the superficial means for people to define who they are. And with so many variations on offer, you can pick whatever takes your fancy. For a price, of course. It doubles up as an attempt to plug the gap and at the same time resolve insecurity through gratification, even if it smacks of wallpapering over the cracks. Distractions are a waste of life. You sell your soul to the rat race, then spend the money you get on stuff that mostly doesn't really matter, that certainly won't fulfill you, fueling excessive materialism. It's shallow. Working to live rather than living to work blurs the priorities. Any higher dream that might be starting to form in your mind is gradually put to one side, soon to be covered in dust, eventually forgotten. For a start, you're often tired, which happens when you do something pointless or superficial, and there's never enough time. Excuses, justifications, blame and minimisation. But you desperately want to fit in, so it's not good to rock that proverbial boat if you want to be liked. It takes a lot of energy to look the part and keep up with the Joneses. Self-image is a con. It's dubious, frivolous, fake. But it doesn't need to be like this. There's an alternative. You can strip it all away and begin again. You ultimately need depth to live a meaningful life, one worthy of respect. And this takes time to build up. There's no shortcut to authenticity. I'm not suggesting you completely disregard personal appearance. It's appropriate to wash your body and hair and to buy a few nice clothes, to take care of yourself and look presentable. But that's it. You then have to turn your attention to something with deeper purpose. Your dream can be anything. What you choose to focus on is up to you. It's your life. But true depth comes when you look beyond yourself, thinking of others and the wider world. Service before self. You are what you give, what you bring, add or contribute. However, before you've got anything worthwhile to offer, you first need to learn. As you reconsider, you'll start to step away from old patterns of behaviour. What once might have held appeal will now look superficial and pointless. Your priorities change. You'll need to develop values rather than playing the supposed to be games, which is where being true to yourself becomes necessary. When you've got direction, you've got focus. Where there's an aim, there's a series of challenges. As you move forwards, the future opens up, with a lot to do. You'll soon be unfolding potential that before you barely knew existed. As capability develops, it's accompanied by a feeling of fulfillment, together with being stretched further and further as you continue to progress. I'm not going to tell you that it'll all be hunky-dory, because it won't. It'll be mixed. As you learn and open up, the shit will occasionally hit the fan. Past conditioning and avoidance will continue to be disruptive. Sorting it all out won't be a stroll in the park. It never is. At times, it'll be a struggle. You'll have to grit your teeth and keep going, knowing never give up is a key factor, and that quitters never win. But at least you're now underway, sailing in the deep, heading somewhere worthwhile. You're no longer desperately trying to fill that void. You've found a deeper approach to self-image, hopefully en route to becoming a pioneer for genuine change. You moved well away from the shallowness of look at me. We'll be looking at the need for better mental alertness in our next film. I'll see you again soon.